Yeah. MD. JPB. It's only right, baby.
Yeah. Why you mad? I got a bad bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stubbed, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go run it back. You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night.
Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Prince of Islam, back here with another video. Today we are doing What If Naruto Was a Hybrid Part 3. And yes, I haven't posted this for about like months now, so I'm sorry for that, but here it is again. I was just thinking of how to continue the story, but here it is. You guys can thank Zether for helping me make the thumbnail. I'm just gonna do one thumbnail for every What If because it just makes it easier for me. I hope you understand. I hope you don't get mad at that decision. But this honestly just makes things easier for me. I'm sorry. So there won't be like a thumbnail for every part now. I'll just make one. So yeah, you're just gonna have to stick with those. So yeah. Also, it makes it easier for me again. So yeah, I have a playlist for this. Go check it out. Watch the last part if you don't exactly know what this series is about. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and give as many likes to this video as you can and share and all that jazz. So yeah, let's get right into it. Last time we started off with Naruto getting a bit of an explanation from Kakashi about his past. However, it seems like Kakashi was only able to tell him only a little bit of what is going on with him. And during their mission to the land of the waves, this is when we really see Naruto's devastating power and what he can do when he loses control. And he wasn't even releasing all of his power. Watching someone as good as Haku die triggered Naruto's transformation, but luckily Kurama calmed him down. However, although it seems that Kurama does know more about his heritage than Kakashi does, he won't tell him anything either. At this point, both Sasuke and Sakura were now more interested in Naruto's supposed Kekigenkai, but Sasuke felt more threatened if anything. Regardless, after the little mission, after escorting Tazuna and saving the land of the waves, Naruto would meet an interesting sand ninja. Gaara said that he wanted the honor of killing Naruto, which made Naruto chuckle. What makes you think you can even scratch me? Says Naruto. Both Kankuro and Temari would be shocked because Naruto looks strong, but he's dreaming if he thinks he can hurt Gaara. Naruto would then disappear from their sights while smirking as Gaara thinks, so he can teleport. Gaara was wrong, however, as that was just Naruto's sheer physical demon strength, and using his strength, Naruto would scour the village looking for Kakashi so he can ask him about the Chunin exams because now he was interested in it. However, as he found Kakashi, he heard him saying that he would already be enrolling his team in the exams anyway, and he would leave after finding, the information out. He would have found him and a bunch of like Jonin and Hiruzen talking, but then he would leave. And as he would, Kurenai would ask, "Did you guys feel that?" Everyone would then nod as Hiruzen then smirks, and we cut to the next day when the team meets up again. Kakashi would then put them in the exams after testing them, of course, and they passed. However, Naruto didn't look that surprised that they were going to be in the exams and only smiled. "It was you, isn't it?" thought Kakashi. We then cut to the exam starting, and Team 7 would enter the building and find a bunch of students trying to get past some higher ranked ninja. When they arrived, Naruto would see Lee beaten up and he smiles. "Can you guys dispel the Genjutsu or whatever? I'm trying to go to the 3rd floor," says Naruto. Everyone would then wonder what he means by this when Sakura and Sasuke would then say the same thing, and the Chunin, who is the higher ranked ninja with like another one of his friends, would laugh. "So you figured it out, huh? Not bad," but he would then go to kick Naruto when he gets smacked to the side as if he was a mere fly, and he poofs, and the Chunin turns into his actual form as the other Chunin laughs nervously and transforms as well. You can go now," says the man nervously thinking, "Holy shit, he knocked him out with a slap." Lee, who was battered up, would then get up completely healed, which is weird, as he would then ask Sakura out and fail. Naruto would then tap him on the shoulder, whispering, "Trust me, man, you can do so much better." Lee didn't really even notice him coming over, and he was kind of stunted as Neji would then ask him for his name, being curious. "I'm Naruto," says, Naruto. He would then start walking off as Neji can't believe it because Naruto is the weakest ninja ever. And yes, I made a mistake of saying that Neji and Lee were in Naruto's class when he made that announcement about not being a weakling anymore. Calm down, okay? I fixed it. I have rectified it. chill. He doesn't know about Naruto's newfound strength, but now he kind of does. So, as Team 7 is leaving, Sakura would ask Naruto what he, told Lee, but he just keeps smiling, which pisses her off, and she knows this was something that was against her. This is when Lee would ask Naruto for a fight, and he would look up to just see him saying, "Sorry, bushy brows, I'm kind of busy." Lee would then jump down saying, "Oh, but I insist. I am Rock Lee. Please let me have this fight." He would then get in a battle stance as Naruto would just sigh as he cracks his neck saying, "Come on, let's get this over with." Lee would feel a bit disrespected and not being taken seriously as he would then lunge at Naruto with a spinning roundhouse kick. Naruto would see this kick coming in slow motion, but to Sasuke it was too fast for him to follow. However, Naruto would catch his foot and then just swing him around as he would throw him into a wall, breaking it. Lee would get up quickly and he would then go for multiple attacks, and Naruto just dodges them all with ease, and he would keep hitting Lee with him unable to block, dodge, or deflect the hits. At this point, Naruto was just bored as he would go to leave after hitting Lee one more time. "Wait, I'm not done yet." "Sorry, guy sensei," thinks Lee. He would then take off his weights and activate the gates, which gets Naruto a bit more excited as he would think, "Finally getting serious, are you?" He would then yell out loud, "Well, come on." Sasuke would then be shocked that Naruto has pushed this guy so far when he can't even see, even a fraction of his attacks. Yet Naruto just keeps beating this guy down as if he was a mere child. After all of that, Lee was still holding back. "Damn it," says Sasuke. Lee would then appear behind Naruto with a punch, thinking, "I got you now." However, he would see Naruto's eyes follow him as quickly he would have already dodged this oncoming punch, and he was about to punch Lee in the stomach. How? Just how? Thinks Lee. Naruto was about to hit him when he would barely be saved by Guy Sensei, as Naruto punches at nothing and it causes a huge shockwave to just kind of hit his teammates, but they don't get sent flying. It's just a bit of wind. At this point, both Sasuke and Sakura would have their mouths just wide open in shock, and Naruto would look back to see Lee in the hands of Guy Sensei, and Lee seems to be a bit hurt. "What were you thinking, Lee?" yells Guy. After being pushed so much by Naruto, Lee actually opened the gates a bit too fast and too high in light power and kind of wrecked his body, so he was kind of in critical condition, but not really. Guy would then be sobbing as all of a sudden Lee would be covered in a bright light, and this would make Guy think that his disciple was going to heaven, legit. But then Naruto says, "Stop being so over dramatic, I'm healing him." Guy would then notice this light coming from Naruto as Lee would just be completely healed and he would stand up completely fine. Guy would thank Naruto and then apologize for Lee's behavior, as Naruto would say it's fine because he's one of the strongest people he's ever faced, and he actually calls him his name, not Bushibrow. He would then hold out his hand as Lee shakes it while being a bit emotional because Lee's like that, and then Naruto would leave with his team as Lee hopes that they meet again. Then Lee notices Guy's arm is bleeding. "Guy Sensei, what is this? Was it from Naruto? I guess I should have asked him to heal me too." "Well, it's just a flesh wound, don't worry. Go on with the team. I'll heal soon." Seriously, what is that kid? That hit would have killed Lee, thinks Guy. As Guy wonders about Naruto's power, Team 7 would then go to where they need to be, which was a room filled with a bunch of students that were kind of staring at them with intent to kill. Naruto would then release his aura at them and then just stop them from being intimidating or trying to be intimidating in his eyes. And then he declares that he would win the contest like he did in the original. And soon Ibiki comes in and starts the written test. Due to his constant training and not really needing to sleep, Naruto has been kind of just studying a lot and also doing physical training, so he never ever really stops. He's on his grind constantly, so these questions are literally nothing, and he just goes through the questions like nothing. And Sasuke feels a bit mad looking how lax he is, but at this point he has realized that honestly this is just who Naruto is. He's not trying to be an asshole, he's not trying to be cool or something, he just doesn't care. This is who he really is, not some weakling. He can't really be distracted anyway. So he would quickly, get back to work as Naruto would finish and then lay back with his eyes closed. And he makes everyone just a bit mad as a Chunin notices this and approaches him. "Have you already given up?" Naruto would then open his eyes. "What? No, I'm done." Everyone would then be shocked as a Chunin would look at his sheet, and he would be shocked as he quickly brings it to Ibiki, who also gets shocked. Man, this shit is just getting passed around. He got everything right, thinks Ibiki. He would then, of course, keep quiet about this, as he would instruct one of the people to give the sheet to the Hokage, and soon everyone who was left in the room after people just kept getting like fail, you cheated, fail, they're the ones who pass. And honestly, it wasn't that many of them, but it was still enough. Ibiki would then congratulate them, as this is when Anko just drops in, telling everyone to follow her because she's in charge of the next test. She also said that this test was way too easy. So anyway, everyone follows her as they find themselves in front of a gate. Welcome to the second test, the Forest of Death. Everyone would then be mostly creeped out by this forest, as this is when she says that soon they will really find out why it's called that, and Naruto scoffs. She notices this and goes on the offensive, and she instantly appears behind Naruto while trying to cut his cheek, but Naruto's eyes easily follow her as he bites the katana and breaks it with just his teeth. This would shock Anko and everyone, as Naruto would then spit out the remaining pieces of the kunai, saying, "Get on with it already." Anko would then get a bit nervous, as this kid seems really out for blood, but she started it anyway, so it's self-defense. And Naruto was kind of annoyed at this point about the higher ranked ninja just keep attacking kids. I mean, not that he's anything they should just consider normal, but still stop trying to kill me or some shit. And at this point, he's mad. Anyway, Anko would then just get on with explaining the test, as the kids just laugh at her because Naruto actually scared her shitless, and she proceeds to go on with explaining everything, all while unable to look Naruto straight in the eye anymore. But someone who keeps an eye on Naruto is a certain Cloud Ninja. I forgot who Orochimaru was disguised as. I don't really care, it doesn't matter. So he keeps an eye on Naruto. Each team then proceeds to take their scrolls and then head into the forest as they start their second test. It's the Forest of Death arc. But before this, they do sign some insurance forms as, coming back alive. Won't exactly be definite. They might die. It is the Forest of Death for a reason. So they would take their scrolls and they just go into the forest as we see them jumping from tree to tree. And soon they take a break. It's not like they're really tired. They just want to scour the area because they feel like they're not really getting far. So yeah. Naruto would then decide to go take a piss, so Sasuke and Sakura wait for him. As Naruto goes to take a piss, he is attacked by another ninja, and he is stabbed by a kunai. But then to the ninja's surprise, Naruto poofs, and he gets neck chopped as he just passes out, with Naruto saying, "Oh, he has a scroll we need." Naruto would then go on his way back to his team, but as he would be running back, he would just be attacked by a giant snake, and it swallows Naruto up midair. However, this is when the snake would be shredded to 1,000 pieces, as Naruto is shown holding his daggers out as he is covered in blood. He then lands down and flexes and just pushes the blood off him as he says, "Now things are finally getting interesting." As he says this, we cut to Sasuke as he is fighting a dangerous sound ninja. Yeah, that's what it was, sound ninja. He's fighting a dangerous sound ninja, and he would be exhausted a bit as he still tries to take care of Sakura and get her to safety from this crazed maniac, as this dude is out for more than just a scroll or some shit. He's trying to murder them. The sound ninja would have just turned into a snake, or more so summoned one, and he just started to chase after Sasuke. However, as they're about to be eaten, both him and Sakura, because he was taking care of her, they both see the snake just be kicked by Naruto, who is smiling a lot, and the snake would be sent flying into a tree that breaks. And Naruto lands and runs to his teammates. "Sorry I'm late, guys." He would then touch Sasuke on the forehead as he is then covered in light, and his wounds as well as his fatigue just fades away. "Thanks, Naruto. So, are you sure we can beat this guy?" asked Sasuke. Naruto would then stand up and see Sakura shaking, saying, "Yeah, but you guys go on ahead. I'll meet up with you later." "What? No, we're not leaving," yells Sakura. Sasuke would then agree with Sakura, but Naruto gets serious, saying, "Just go. I'll meet up with you. I can easily take this guy. You can't. Would you rather be a liability?" Sasuke would then grit his teeth as he would then grab Sakura and just start to run, but before he actually does, Naruto manages to slip him a scroll that he got, but they do it without Orochimaru finding out. So Orochimaru would still come out trying to hit and get to Sasuke at intense speed, pouncing like a freaking animal, and Naruto would say, "Oh no you don't," as he would then punch Orochimaru so hard in the stomach that he gets a hole in it, and he quickly manages to regurgitate himself out of that body, but it still hurt like hell, and he just backflips and lands down, gasping for air. "Wow, that is cool. And gross. Who are you?" asked Naruto. At this point, Orochimaru will rip off his mask as he reveals his true face, saying, "Who the hell are you, you brat? And what's with that insane strength of yours?" All of a sudden, he gets cut on the cheek as he just gets quiet and sees Naruto with a dagger in his hand. You tried to kill my teammates. I have nothing to say to you. Quickly, Orochimaru would then run away as he would go in a different direction, still aiming for Sasuke. However, as he's trying, Naruto would just appear in front of him and punch him once again, with him not being able to, keep up. And you guys might be thinking, oh, you're making him so strong. Demons are not a joke, okay? They're too strong. This fight is perfectly like how anyone would envision it. If Orochimaru went against any demon, this would happen. Anyway, so Naruto would then take out his blades as he sweep kicks Orochimaru, who would start to fall, and then Naruto would just stab him into the chest while slamming him down on the ground. When he did this, out of the hole in Orochimaru's body, a bunch of snakes would come out, lunging at Naruto and biting him all over. There were like a ton of them, and they were just biting him. Orochimaru would then jump out of another body, regurgitating himself again, and he would then laugh, thinking that Naruto was done for. No one could handle that much poison. But he would just be so wrong, as Naruto would just start to approach him, covered in a bright light that disintegrates the snakes to nothing. You can't beat me, and I won't let you hurt my team. I don't know who you are, but today you've lost. He would then go to slash at Orochimaru, but quickly he would fall into the ground as he just disappears, as if he was becoming like a part of it or something. He was just melting into it. Damn it. He then retracts his his blade, as he would then say, at least he's gone for now anyway. He would then run in the direction that Sasuke took Sakura in, and soon he would have found them, as it seems that, well, Orochimaru actually didn't go after them. He gave up for today. Sakura and Sasuke were surprised that he beat that guy, because they were basically powerless against him, and they were just overwhelmed. Anyway, they have the scrolls they need, and so they continued on ahead. Naruto was just going to fly instantly and get there, but he thought it'd be more fun to actually go through the forest. So I'm going to keep that part, of what happens in the forest a bit of a secret, because it's going to matter in, Shippuden a bit. Not that big, but, a bit. So, anyway, yeah, they get there to the designated spot soon with the scrolls, as they were the third group to arrive. And as they arrived and opened up the scroll, they were just, kind of shocked, because Iruka's back. They summoned their teacher, and Iruka would tell them that they actually passed, and they would be happy. And then they would move on to a spot where in front of them would stand the Hokage and a bunch of their captains. And they were told that due to many students passing, they would have to trim their numbers a bit. So a little preliminary test was going to be done before the third and final test. This is when Kabuto would quit out of just all of a sudden. And he would leave, considering he already done what he was told to do. And considering the fact that it seems that Naruto can actually beat Orochimaru, spying any longer may result in him losing his life, which is not good. So he would just leave, as they would tell all the students what the test is about, and they were going to fight. So that was exciting. Sasuke would then tap Naruto's shoulder, saying, "Hey, you better not lose until I get to you." Naruto would turn back, saying, "Who do you think you're talking to?" Both of them would then smile as Sakura feels left out, because she's basically done nothing at all. And despite her wanting Sasuke's attention, he seems to be more interested in Naruto. No, we're not going Narusasu. Don't be thinking that shit. Anyway, so the first fight is Sasuke versus Yoroi, and Sasuke wins. Then Shino versus Zaku, and even though it took longer this time, because Zaku actually isn't injured in the arm, yeah, he goes on a bit longer, but Shino still won in the end. And then it was it was Kankuro versus Misumi, I think. And Kankuro wins. Then Ino versus Sakura, which is kind of surprising, because everyone knows that they've been rivals for years, but it would end in a draw. And Naruto and Sasuke still congratulate her, though, because finally, for once, she was actually showing resolve, and it felt so satisfying for her to finally stop being so timid. So they congratulated her, with Naruto saying that this means that from now on they're actually going to train, because she's basically asking for it. If you really want to get strong, you got to actually train you now. So this is for real now. So the next was Tenten versus Temari. Temari would destroy her. Shikamaru versus Tsuchi, and Shikamaru would win. And then it was Naruto versus Kiba, with Naruto just feeling down as he just saw who he was up against, and he would just be down. He's like, yo, I gotta fight this dude, really? The two would then get down on the stage, with the proctor starting the fight, and Naruto sighs, "Come on, let's get this over with." Kiba would be annoyed by his attitude, as he would yell, "Hey, don't look down on me. This time you won't get lucky." Quickly, Kiba would enhance his strength, as he would then rush at Naruto with incredible speed, But as no one thinks Naruto can actually just avoid this or get past it, he simply just grabs Kiba by the arm when he's trying to elbow him, and he throws him into a wall as he spits out blood. Everyone will be shocked that he just did that so easily, and Kiba just would run at Naruto pissed again and throw a bunch of punches and kicks at him. Neji, who was watching this, would look at Lee, saying, "You said he beat you? Yeah, he is invincible. He even scratched Guy-sensei." Some people would hear this as they would find it hard to believe. Now, back at Naruto's fight, as Kiba threw a hit, he easily avoided it and hit him. Kiba would then go to kick him, but he just smacks his foot back down and punches him into the chest, making him slam to the ground. "You give up yet?" asked Naruto. Kiba then says no chance as Akamaru would land in front of him, barking at Naruto. Whoa, down boy. What, this is your plan? You and your little pup? You can't hurt me, you know that, right? Kiba would then laugh as he would then transform Akamaru into a clone of himself, a beast clone, and they would gain some distance between them as they would then launch a powerful Gatsuga at Naruto, who would just stand there waiting for the attack to hit him. "What are you doing, Naruto? Dodge!" yells Sasuke. As he said this, Naruto would be hit by the attack as it created a huge dust cloud, and this dust cloud just, covered everything when out of the dust cloud would come out Kiba, who would then poof into a knocked out Akamaru. The dust around Kiba, Kiba and Naruto would then clear as everyone sees him in the ground laying there just with a freaking hole in his hoodie, and it's at his stomach. The proctor would then declare Naruto the winner as he started just walking back to his teammates, and everyone was wondering what the hell happened. "Did you see that guy?" asked Kakashi. "Just barely, but yeah." As the attack was about to hit him, he separated them from each other, and the real Kiba was hit in the stomach. "I wonder how he knew the difference." Naruto would have won as everyone clapped because that was pretty awesome. And then when Naruto went back to his team, he told them how he did it, and he said it was pretty easy, and they're impressed. Now, as Naruto was telling them everything, he was approached by Hinata, who asked if he was okay. "Yeah, I'm fine, don't worry. Maybe you should be more worried about yourself." He would then point at the screen as he just selected her to fight against Neji, and Naruto sincerely wished her good luck, because Hinata was never mean to him, so there's no reason for him to be so hostile. So when Neji and Hinata got down to it, Neji would be discouraging Hinata, telling her that she is not fit to be a shinobi. He was analyzing everything about her and everything she did, and he kept telling her that she was too meek and not strong enough to win this fight. This is when Naruto got sick of this and yelled, "Oh, shut up and fight already. Hinata, kick this guy's ass so he can stop talking." Neji would then death stare at Naruto, who would just scoff at him, and Hinata would attack him, full of confidence now from, her precious words. Then the fight will play out as expected, with Neji beating Hinata, but every time he did, she did not stop, of course, and she just kept getting back up again and again. But soon she would be hit by the 64 palms technique, and this would incapacitate her as she would be spitting out blood, and the proctor was about to stop the fight. However, Neji goes in for one more attack, and Naruto just loses it as he appears in front of Neji, backhanding him so hard and so fast that he is sent flying, skipping across the ground until he just catches himself. This fight is over. Kakashi and Guy would then get down and agree with him, and the proctor agrees as well, definitely, because he was going a bit too far. Hinata would then pass out as they quickly call in a medic ninja, but as they do, everyone sees Hinata being enveloped in a white light coming from Naruto. "Oh, I forgot he could use medical ninjutsu," says Guy. Hinata would then slowly heal as she started to wake up, and she saw an angel, or to be more specific, Naruto, and she blushed. After a few minutes, Hinata would be able to stand as Naruto healed her internal injuries, and everyone would be impressed and confused, but some of them already knew that Naruto could do this. Hinata would then go back to her teammates, and Naruto would proceed to do the same. However, as he's leaving, Neji would yell out his name. "Stop sticking your nose where it doesn't belong." Naruto would then ignore him as he would just keep walking to his teammates, and this pisses off Neji, who swears that he will get Naruto back for this. Then he went to walk forward, but noticed that he could barely do so. Naruto slapped him right in the jaw, so his legs are kind of shaky, his motor functions are a bit messed up, but using chakra he could make it easier for him to move as he gets back to his own team as well. Then the next fight is Lee versus Gaara, as Gaara would teleport down to the ring and Lee would jump down and they start fighting. Everything would go according to canon until Lee's leg would be crushed, Naruto did not step in this time because there was a chance that Lee could have still gotten out of the sand coffin, but it turns out he was wrong. But he was just letting Lee have his own fight. If he interfered and Lee could have still gotten out somehow, that would make him automatically be, forfeited. So he didn't want to do anything. But of course, again, like I said, he was wrong. And Gaara was stronger and more bloodthirsty, as Lee would be hurt and everyone worries. Guy would be down, holding him with tears in his eyes, and he blames himself for pushing Lee so hard, as things could have gone down differently. He then feels a tap on his shoulder as Naruto then touches Lee's leg and heals it quickly. You'd be ashamed for someone so talented to stay like this. Lee would then open his eyes, not feeling pain anymore, as he sees Naruto and he thanks him. And Naruto says it's nothing, as Guy thanks him as well, and then he helps Lee get up. Lee would then look at Gaara and promise that next time things will not end up like this. Now next up is Choji versus Dosu, and this is the final match with Choji losing. And finally, the preliminaries are over, with people now understanding that the most dangerous enemy is definitely Naruto Uzumaki, aside from Gaara. And after the tests are done, everyone would just draw lots for the next and final test, and they are told to have a month to train until they fight their opponents. And since Neji sees that he is fighting Naruto, he was so happy that he could not contain himself. And not only did he have a chance to find out why this guy is so strong, find out his techniques, but he could also get revenge. And as Team 7 leaves, Naruto would say, "So, you made it to the finals. And don't feel bad, Sakura. I have a way to make you stronger if you're willing, that is." She would then feel excited, with Sasuke also feeling excited because while fighting Orochimaru, his Sharingan was forced to evolve a bit, and he is close to getting it to Tomoe. So, time skip a bit later, Sasuke would have gone off to train with Kakashi, and Sakura started fighting with Naruto to improve her taijutsu skills. Naruto figured that considering how good her chakra control is, she could enhance herself while fighting quite easily, and whenever she got hurt, he just healed her, so she was building up a lot of muscle really fast, and it had been a week now as Naruto was just, walking around talking to Kurama. "So, can you help me get stronger?" asked Naruto. "Yes, you can borrow my power, but due to your abilities, it's a bit tricky for me to lend you any, but you must first learn to control your dark side, then I can help you." This would kind of scare Naruto because last time he tried to train with his yang side, he destroyed a forest, and yeah, that was terrifying for him. He'd be walking around while talking to Kurama as they try to figure out this dilemma, and soon Naruto would see a pervy man, an old man who was peeking into the girl's bath, and he was just disgusted by it, and he did not inherit Meliodas' pervy personality. So when he found Jiraiya, it was very weird. He did not join him or anything. That's really weird. He would tell the old man to stop peeking while calling him a pervert, as Jiraiya would tell him to be quiet, but it was too late as the girls heard Naruto talking, and so they ran off. This would sadden Jiraiya, who would then go to yell at Naruto, but he looked so familiar and so close that he just couldn't. "Kid, who are you?" asked Jiraiya. "Sorry, I don't associate with perverts," says Naruto. He would then go to leave, and Jiraiya is just telling him to stop, and Naruto would just release a bunch of bloodlust that makes Jiraiya back away a bit. "Whoa, kid, you've gone through some stuff, haven't you? Calm down, I just want to talk." Naruto would then stop releasing the bloodlust as he would tell Jiraiya his name, and he would be shocked as he would then say that he will train Naruto personally, showing off some of that ego that Jiraiya has, and Naruto would decline as he thought that Jiraiya wouldn't be able to teach him much. Jiraiya would be seriously offended as he says that he is one of the legendary Sannin, and Naruto having actually studied the Sannin, he was definitely shook a little bit because one day he actually wished to meet someone like the Sannin, so one of them could help him train. His goal in this is just to get stronger. Naruto would actually be thankful as Jiraiya would be acting a bit more arrogant, and then he would ask Jiraiya if he could help him with this power he has. "Power? Show me, kid." Naruto would then create a giant claw from his hand using his yin release as this shocks Jiraiya. Your seal, it came undone? You know about my seal too? Who gave it to me? What are these powers? Tell me now, I'm tired of being lied to," yells Naruto. Jiraiya would then try to calm him down, just chill, calm down. He would first ask what he specifically wants him to help him with because he seems to be in full control of his powers. Naruto would then explain that he's trying to work with Kurama to create a new form, but it seems that it is impossible until he can control this dark side, aka his yin side. "Who's Kurama?" asked Jiraiya. Naruto would then point at his belly, saying that Kurama is, the nine-tailed fox, which leaves Jiraiya completely baffled that this kid can already talk to the QB, and Jiraiya would get over this because, he's a composed person despite his, the way he acts. And he would say that he had a way to actually help Naruto control his power, not rage out. He would then lead Naruto to a nearby river where he told him to sit down and take off his shirt. And as Naruto would do this, Jiraiya just touches his chest and twists his hand as he would make a new seal appear on his chest. And Naruto would just suddenly feel kind of warm and just calm. "What is this?" asked Naruto. Jiraiya would then say, "This is a seal your father had me make for you, since he knew you'd probably inherit his power. I've been cultivating that seal for a long time. I think it should last for a while." Jiraiya then explains that the seal just helps stops him from going wild, so it feels like his emotions are a bit dampened, but that's not what it is. It's just the seal working. It's just calming him down. It's like an emotional inhibitor. I'm kind of quoting Doctor Who, but you get the point. So it activates and it just makes him feel calm, and the calm effect is coming from the seal. So Jiraiya would ask him to concentrate and go meet with the QB, if he can, that is. And since they seem pretty close, it should be pretty easy. Naruto will start to meditate while Jiraiya starts to notice that this kid, just like his father, has a very good and toned body. And then we cut to Naruto as he was in his mindscape, and he hadn't been there in a while. "So, it seems like you're somewhat ready," says Kurama. "Yeah, what is that about anyway? Why can't you just sync up with me? What's the big deal?" Kurama would then sigh, saying, "As much as it pains me to say, somehow your powers are able to suppress me. The same was true for your father, and to a certain extent I feed on your energy, but I can't do that right now until I'm sure you can control your emotions. You were really annoyed today. You could have exploded at any moment. If you do that while we sync up, you'll make me go berserk too." Naruto would quickly understand this as he and Kurama start to slowly sync their energies together, and it's less like a tug of war and more like a give and take cycle, where Naruto just takes Kurama's energy while passing his to Kurama, and it keeps going like this until all of a sudden in the real world Naruto would just start to change form. His body turns orange, and so do his clothes, and he's covered in weird marks. Jiraiya would be really impressed as Naruto would open his eyes, and this new power would just kind of send Jiraiya flying a bit, not like hitting anything. He's just kind of pushed back by a bit of wind, and Naruto would get up just marveling at this new power. He can literally sense everything, and this is when he senses it, and so does Jiraiya. "What do you want, Gaara?" says Naruto. Gaara would then come out from behind a tree smiling. "Who's this kid?" says Jiraiya, being a bit creeped out. Kurama would then talk to Naruto, saying, "I forgot to mention this, but he's just like you. He also has a tailed beast inside him. That beast is the Chibi Shukaku, but to me, he's just a nuisance." Naruto would then laugh as Gaara gets a bit pissed, thinking that Naruto is insulting him, and then Naruto would ask him what he's doing here. Without answering, however, Gaara just shoots a huge amount of sand at Naruto with intent to kill and strangle him. And as he does, all of a sudden Gaara's sand attack would just be broken through as he is then hit in the face and sent into a tree, breaking it. And he would cough up a bit of blood, but not enough to make him go berserk, as Jiraiya would look at Naruto making a claw out of chakra, like a chakra arm. But then the transformation disappears instantly, with Jiraiya as well as Naruto being confused. "Well, that was interesting. I guess you still need to work on it a bit more." They would then both look at Gaara, who would be out cold, but it seems that, his sand managed to save him from breaking some bones, and he's not bleeding that much. It's just a bit of internal injury. I mean, he caused it himself, so Naruto wasn't going to freaking heal him. So yeah, they yeeted. Jiraiya grabbed him and yeeted, and they went to train more. So instead of working on his new QB power, they would focus on a different type of training, which was the same as in the original. But when they're training, Jiraiya sees that for a Jinchuriki, Naruto has an awesome amount of chakra control and an immense amount of physical strength. That combined with his and his father's powers makes him invincible. And Jiraiya would train Naruto to summon and make a contract with Gamabunta, who he actually summoned accidentally, much like in the original. And Naruto hung on to Gamabunta for hours easily just by holding tight. There's nothing special about it until Gamabunta made him his boss. Then in between training sessions, Naruto helps out Sakura. But when he asks Sasuke if he can help, he's like, "Nah, I want to get strong in my own way." And Naruto respects that and just lets Kakashi train him. And even though Sakura can't participate in the exams anymore, she is now really strong in taijutsu. Not Lee level or Naruto level, but high enough to destroy a Chunin in battle, because Naruto really pushed her. And she also used the same technique as Tsunade now, because that was the way that Naruto kind of uses his invigorate technique. I think that's what I called it. He covers himself in like arc energy. You know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, go watch the last part. So yeah, Naruto would also learn about Jiraiya's techniques, officially becoming like his disciple. He would learn the Lion Main Jutsu because he heard the rumors of it, like, and it was pretty cool. And I think that technique is actually really OP. Then he learned the Frog Kumite, and he did it without using Sage Mode. So Jiraiya thought it wouldn't be as effective, but Naruto showed that with his physical strength, he could create shockwaves that would compensate for not having Sage Mode. So in the end, Naruto was now way stronger than ever, and Kakashi, as well as Hiruzen, noticed it, and even Sasuke and Sakura noticed it. So soon it was time for the finals, and this was the day where people were making bets on who would win and who would come out victorious. On the streets and in the corners of the village, people would just be talking as there were posters up of, like, you know, the upcoming fight, and they would be talking, they'd be talking smack. I'm betting on that Uchiha kid. Oh, but what about the young Hyuga? He's actually a really good fighter. He's a genius. Oh, look, that Nine-Tailed Fox kid made it in the finals. Ha! He's gonna lose so bad. They would just be like bad-mouthing Naruto while just bringing up people like the Hyuga and the one Uchiha, and it was just really annoying. And people weren't even sure of Naruto's strength because, well, they thought that he gotten this far only through luck, but they could not be more wrong. We cut to the stands being packed as the finalists were standing on the stage, which was basically just a typical place with some grass and about one tree. Naruto would be looking around while listening to the proctor and what the rules were, and the kids would face the crowd as Naruto would wonder where Sasuke was. The first fight would then be announced as the Kazekage arrived, and both him and the Hokage approved the fight to begin. Hiruzen give a little speech, and everyone else would go back to the stands, and they would be cheering for Neji already. But those who saw Naruto's true power were really excited, but also very worried for Neji a bit, because Neji is a genius. I hate Neji sometimes, but he is legit really good. But Naruto might be better, and he might have not shown all his power, and they're exactly right. So the proctor would then start the fight with Neji starting to talk. This is where your luck runs out, inferior. Seriously? You call that luck? Are your Byakugan just for show, or are you just blind? Says Naruto. Neji would then get mad as he would get in a stance, and Naruto gets in a stance, but it seems to be mimicking Neji's. Neji thinks that Naruto is disrespecting the Hyuga name as well as himself, so he launches at him with his Byakugan activating, and he palm strikes at Naruto, only for his hand to be smacked away, and Naruto goes for a palm strike himself. Neji would then go to deflect him, but as he goes to, his arm just felt like metal when he hit it, and his wrist was kind of twisted a bit, and he was bruised. He would then be hit in the chest as Naruto would palm strike him and take this chance to just start hitting Neji all over while smiling like a demon. Everyone did not expect this and were shocked because Naruto was beating Neji, but not only that, he's also copying the Hyuga fighting style, which is not easy to do. Neji would then notice his uncle giving him a stare as he would then get mad and managed to just hit Naruto away using the rotation technique. Oh, not bad, Neji. Are you gonna get serious now? I may not be a Hyuga, but I studied a bit of your fighting style. Neji would then fall to his knees, buckling as he would then fall to the ground, and he's unable to get up and is struggling as Naruto would then get out of his stance, calling Neji a disappointment. Damn you! He would then struggle to get back up as he would then get in a new stance, a stance that excited Naruto as he would copy it too. The head of the Hyuga would then get up, shocked. There's no way. He couldn't have learned that technique. Neji and Naruto would then lunge at each other, with Neji starting to perform the 64 palms technique. Naruto would then see all of his attacks coming in slow motion, but he thinks, yeah, there's no way I can copy that. He would then be hit by Neji as Neji just goes into hitting 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14 hits, and it goes on until he goes up to 32 hits. But all of a sudden, Naruto would just grab his hands, and he would look at Neji, he would say, this is just pitiful. He would then let go of his hands as he would then neck chop Neji, who would lose consciousness and fall to the ground with his eyes turning just lifeless. Everyone would be so shocked that for a while they were just quiet, but then the proctor would check Neji and say that Naruto really had won. They started to clap and they still hated him, but he was as strong as the rumor said. that he was, and they respected that. Naruto would then do something unexpected, as he would actually help out the knocked Neji, and he would bring him to the nurse, and the doctor would say it's okay if he does that, and Naruto just carries Neji out of the arena. This makes everyone wonder if Naruto is really as bad as they thought, so maybe he's not really a demon. Regardless, the next fight is announced, and since Sasuke couldn't be around yet, they postponed this fight and moved on to the next one. But for some reason, Kankuro forfeits just as his fight was about to start. This confused everyone, but Kankuro seemed pretty sure of his choice, so they just continued to the next fight, Tamari versus Shikamaru. Shikamaru wins, but then he has to forfeit, making Tamari win, and as he does forfeit, Naruto walks back into the stands expecting hate, but everyone is telling him that he did good and he showed some good sportsmanship, like, good work, bro. Getting respect like this kind of confused Naruto and made him feel bizarre because, at this point, he's just used to hate, so when they do that, it makes them seem suspicious, like they're planning something, but he just went along with it as he then approached Hinata. Hey, he wants to talk to you. Hinata would be sitting next to Kiba, who scoffs and turns away from Naruto, and she would then stand up knowing what Naruto means, as she would start to run to the hospital in the stadium. She would then turn around yelling, "Thanks, Naruto." Naruto would wave back, still being a bit weirded out about all this affection, and he's just receiving a lot of attention today, and Kurama would say, "Oh, someone doesn't admire her." "Oh, shut up, she's just really nice. We're barely even friends." "Yeah, for now," says Kurama. He would then start laughing, with Naruto telling him to stop because it hurts when he does that in his head, and then he sits by Sakura while watching the fights. Now all the fights would lead up to Gaara and Sasuke's fight, nothing really changes, and Sasuke makes quite the entrance. Show off, thinks Naruto. Kakashi, who came with Sasuke, would then leave as Sasuke looks into the stands with his Tsutomu and spots Naruto. "You won, right?" yells Sasuke. Naruto would then get up from where he's sitting and look at Sasuke, as he would just put a thumbs up and Sasuke smiles. All the students would be surprised at Sasuke because he's never really been the friendly type, so yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine him and Naruto getting along. Now the fight would go as in the original, with Sasuke getting a bit of an advantage over Gaara, somewhat copying Naruto's calm and composed attitude this time, and also copying Lee's fast and instantaneous movements. He would then end the fight by hitting Gaara with a Chidori, as all of a sudden Gaara sees his own blood and then he freaks out. Feathers would then start to fall on the audience as everyone is put on a Genjutsu, of course, except for certain ninja, and they were able to break out of it, like Sakura and Naruto and Kakashi, the good people, and they're good. So Gaara would start to just freaking morph, and then he would jump out of the stadium with Sasuke chasing him. As this would happen, the crowd would then be attacked by men in masks, and one of the men would try to sneak up on Sakura when all of a sudden they get sent flying by a kick from her, and they legitimately are already knocked out. "Not bad," says Naruto. He would then trap the attacking ninja in an arc ball, shocking everyone, and he would then close and make a fist with his hands as the arc balls would just completely disintegrate the attackers in an instant. It didn't take care of all of them, but it took care of most of them. Naruto would then look to see that Sasuke and Gaara were already gone, and wanting to catch up with them quickly, he would jump out of the stands as he would pop out his wings and fly away so fast that no one could see him. But everyone saw his wings, and they were once again shocked, because they've been calling him a demon all this time, right? But they legit saw an angel, what with his angelic powers and everything. He looks like a legitimate angel, so they feel a bit weird about the situation. Anyway, Naruto would be flying through the sky when he saw Sasuke and Gaara just fighting and going at it, and he drops in on a tree to just start watching them fight, while just hiding his presence completely, and he's not doing or saying anything. He thought Sasuke would be able to handle this, but soon Gaara only got more violent, transforming more and more into something monstrous until Sasuke is pushed to the edge and is no longer able to move. Sasuke would have landed on a tree, but will lose strength and start to fall. Luckily, Naruto would catch him and lay him down, as he would say, "Gaara, things don't have to end like this." He would then look at Gaara, who would be fully half Shikaku now, and he was getting even worse, as he would just come down with the claw at Naruto, who would just stop him in his tracks, trying to calm him down and talk him down. "Have you finally realized that I'm stronger?" yells Gaara while laughing maniacally. "Oh, Gaara, this is gonna hurt." Naruto would then punch Gaara in the stomach so hard and so fast that he spits out blood and falls to the ground, getting knocked out, as Kurama would yell in Naruto's mind, "Kid, what the hell are you doing? Now he's gonna go berserk." Naruto would notice Gaara growing in size and his voice changing as he laughs, and to avoid him, Naruto would start to fly up into the sky, and he really sees Shikaku truly taking over. The only way we're gonna calm him down is beating the monster inside. "No offense, none taken, I'm nothing like that weakling," says Kurama. "Alright then, you won't mind if I beat him to a pulp," says Naruto. Naruto would then burst with dark and light energy as each of his eyes change and his demon mark appears. How will Naruto beat this beast? And how will this change the story this time? I guess you're going to have to find out in the next part, because this is where I'm leaving it off. Welcome to the end of the video. I hope you enjoy. The next series that will be coming out is What If Deku Had Dark Side's Powers, Part 9. It's getting pretty close to the end, so yeah, I know the series is about to end. I really hope you guys like this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, go watch the last part, and I will be frequently posting this more, since I made the horrible choice of just stopping it and making people think I wasn't going to bring it back. So, yeah. See you guys soon, and stay safe, and yeah, have a good day.